I'm actually about to make a peanut butter, high protein, raw vegan chia pudding. I had to jump on because I made this yesterday and it was insane. It was so good. And I think because I used the protein powder, I was full for ages. Like I think I had it at like 4 in the afternoon for dinner and then I wasn't hungry. So we've got like lots going on here. I've also just been shopping and I know you guys like to see the healthy things that I buy. Let me turn this light on. There we go. We've got some extra light. So I have a couple things for shopping, but then I will make the chia pudding for us. So let me start with what I got. We love coconuts, right? I love a good coconut. I'm making some marinated cabbage steaks, raw vegan. And for that, we want to, hey Tessa, hey there, look, hey Creative Heart, two of my faves. Look, they're red, so I'm in winter and my toenails are done, but I won't put my feet on the table. But I got some tomatoes for our chutney as well. And I think I might have crushed up that the lettuce a little bit. But I thought I'd have some lettuce. I was craving lettuce. That's oak lettuce, purple oak lettuce. So these are really, really sweet. So I wanted to make a chutney for our marinating cabbage steaks. So also coconut. We love coconut. Thank you. And also just in case you're interested, Mum got stuff for herself as well. She got these. I don't know what these are, but obviously she'll call me later. They're like chocolates, I think. So no, we don't want them. We don't want them on this channel. Okay, but they're from a health food shop. All right. So Mum also got these. I never use this. I've used this brand before, but I will use this. I ran out of like natural dishwashing. I shop at Nourish. If you're in Sydney, Nourish are at Gymea, Cronulla and Bondi. So I got this. The tomatoes are really good. They're not organic, but that shop is called a gourmet shop, so they're amazing. So what I'll do is put this over here. But we are making yesterday I made a chia pudding and I used to make these. So it's quite incredible actually. What I notice is the more I run and the more I do Pilates, I crave higher amino acids, which I get, it's usually peanut or hemp powder. And I used to make these chia puddings when I was training a lot and I didn't train as much after I broke my toe and didn't crave extra amino acids. These are just peanuts and hemp that has the fat taken out. So they're not technically, nothing's been cooked or protein powders per se, it's hemp or peanuts when you don't want as much fat. So you can use the nuts, but I'll talk you through it. Also, what is really yummy, if you want, and the reason I promote these brands, I'm not affiliated with them, but there's nothing else in it. There's no sugar, there's no salt, it's just cashews. This one is just cashews. I do not use PB2 for the peanut butter because it has sugar and extras. This is just peanuts, this is just cashews, and this is just hemp. But I didn't use, you can add the cashew one. This doesn't have a lot of protein. This is just for more flavor. It does have extra, so 2 tablespoons have 4 grams of protein. So it's not like, it's more just I don't want a lot of fat when I was already having 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. And I'll add some hemp milk in as well. So let me put this together for us. So what I do, I've got my blender here, but let's get this going first because I made this yesterday. It was insanely good. What I did, and I had the white chia seeds yesterday, which I prefer because then they don't kind of change the color. I make mine at the moment, and I always change how I make my chia puddings. I'm always changing it up, but at the moment I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of chia seed. So 1, 2, 3. Then into that mix I would put, it's hard to say how much water I put because I just eyeball it, but I don't like the powder sticking to the bottom, so let's put some liquid in there. Okay, so I might do, let's start with like 1 cup of water. We can always add. I just don't want everything sticking to the bottom like it kind of already has. Because we'll add milk to this as well, my homemade hemp milk. The next step I do for this is simply add these powders. So I choose to add, I think I added like 2 of the peanut. It's just peanuts that have got the fat removed. I do like 1, 2, and then I do 1 big one of hemp. And so this keeps the fat content lower. I think it was actually 2, so we'll do 2. 2 of the hemp, 2 of the peanut. But you can't really taste hemp. All you taste is the peanut. I might put some extra peanut. Oh, we want dates. 3 dates. You're a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. We are making food non-stop, raw food. Basically, we are eating nutrients in the most flavorful ways. So I do 3 dates and we'll get my beautiful, I was actually thinking you could do, we made a yogurt yesterday, but I want more liquid. So we made a beautiful macadamia and coconut yogurt. So into this is 3 dates. So far 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, 3 dates, and it's basically like a scoop of a protein, but I use just hemp, half peanut butter, swaying more towards the peanut butter so we get that peanutty taste. Then I do 3 dates, and I don't do maple syrup, I do dates because it makes it like thicker. I'm actually thinking it's going to need 2 cups of water, but let's do hemp milk, homemade hemp milk. So I have to do a video on it because I just get hemp and dates and blend it with water and then strain it. But I'm going to do like half a cup. And we'll blend that. It may need some more water, but this is so good. We're going to crush up some fruit and nuts. You can put nut butter on top. I've got some yogurt there that can go on top, but this was just as a base, and it doesn't need to set. I'm going to put some more water in here while that blends. That's probably like another half a cup. I just want to scoop the bottom because there's, I yesterday made this with the white chia seeds, and the white chia seeds, definitely, I always like those better because they're just a better color. But I blend it so you get all the, I know people like to stir them through, I blend it because then you get all the nutrients out of the chia seeds. Just get that. So good. Yum. It's really good. Put a little bit more water. Because the chia seeds will thicken this. Okay, so as for my walls being bland, what I learnt is that my environment is a reflection of my brain and me, and this area will clutter. It's a small apartment, will clutter like that. Like, you have no idea how quickly this kitchen is already full. It's full, it's chockers. My brain, as someone with ADHD, you want smooth, clean, because it will always end up messy. If I can handle one picture on the wall, it will literally take a lot of power. What I noticed when I healed is less is more. You will, every time you walk past something, your brain's taking in stimulation. If you are someone who is great at blocking things out all day, go for it. I am better at adapting and having everything clean, because watch it fill. Watch an environment just fill up so quickly. So this is the pudding. And it's low fat, you can let it set. This is a little bit more liquidy than usual, so it probably could set, but still good. Okay. So good. Okay, what we're gonna do is, while that's thickening up, I get like just a little plate. Yes, this is so yummy. So did you take the COVID shot? Yes, but there's a story behind that. So just know that I was sick for 32 years, 60 surgeries, 7 major organs removed. I've always been on medication. I vaped, and then in the end I drank to cope. I stopped everything, okay, during COVID. I stopped medications, drinking, smoking, anything, nothing processed went in my body. I went completely clean. And then I'm well enough to actually go out. And then the TV and everyone said you're not allowed to go anywhere. And I'd been in a room for like 15 years straight. I've been in a bed for 25 years all up. And everyone told me I needed to do it. Now I would not do it. That's my choice. But back then I'm like, I need to get out. So that's why I do regret doing it. But that's not the worst thing that's been injected in my body, trust me. So it really is here nor there. Moving on. We have, I don't sweat the small stuff, trust me. If I wasn't dead already, COVID or that, it ain't taking me out. We are crushing up some Brazil nuts because we need selenium. Love the stream. Just quickly, any tips on how I can get my dad to stop getting super jealous? That's just, you're being deleted. I'm from Australia. There, it's, yes, my sister has a small kitchen. She has ADHD. Everything's organized, very creative on organization in her space. I promise you, it's like whenever this area starts to get full, I'm almost like, you don't want to be around me. And then I'll call my mum after I'm cleaned up and send her videos, and I'm like, I feel so good. I feel so good. And it's just my space, and it will clutter. Like, life just clutters. So I keep everything very simple. If something is about to enter that's big, like just say I was about to put a big picture there, it would take me up to 6 months for me to get my brain used to it, what it would be, and then it comes into me like a feeling. It's not like a academic thought out thing. It's like it feels right. It has to feel right. And then, so anything that comes into my life is essentially like that. If I allow someone in my life, it's huge because it impacts me. I never realized until I really cleaned up my life how much things impact me. So I just grab a few Brazil nuts, about anywhere from 3 to 5. So we get our selenium each day. And I just rough chop them. So this is what I did yesterday. Just rough chop all this up. You can use a nut butter. I've got some yogurt there that could possibly go with it I made yesterday, but I don't want, like, there's 3 tablespoons of chia in there. That during the day with the protein powder seems to be enough if I start adding too much fat at once. Also, anyone who saw the previous live that I'm marinating the cabbage steaks, I dipped the Brussels sprouts in the sauce. It's so good. It really is good. Okay, that's still kind of thickening up. Yeah, so we got that. And then I grabbed some blueberries. Just because that's what I have on hand. I always have like blueberries or raspberries in the freezer. Now I would have liked this to be a bit, yesterday it was a bit thicker. It's more like a smoothie at the moment, but that can set. I'm just hungry. You can put that in the fridge and it will turn into more of a pudding. Oh my God, it's so good. It's nice and healthy, full of omega-3s. And the best thing is I have no stomach. I had it removed. It keeps you full. I can't keep eating all the time. I get really stressed out and my gut gets really stressed out. Black seed oil and soursop. I've heard that's very good for things like cancer. That combo. Thanks, Creative Heart. Calling from Los Angeles. I'm about to go to Los Angeles in a month and a half. Do you have a pet kangaroo? No, this is crazy that people think that we have pets like kangaroos. Wild animals. You had 8 organs removed. I think more. Stomach, duodenum, top of intestines, ovaries, fallopian tube, uterus, cervix, and I've also had my adenoids and tonsils, which are actually classified as organs, not glands. But I kind of think of those ones as glands. But yeah, a lot of organs removed. So the top and the bottom. Top bits, bottom bits, more up here. And I'm here and I'm finally well eating this way. Okay, so let's top this. Now, if you want this to set a bit more with the chia, put it in the fridge, but I did get the consistency better yesterday. Just put some berries on top. Sometimes I put some more in as I eat. And then we've got, you can do nut butters. I do, as I said, have a yogurt there, but that's enough for me for now. Look at that. This is so good. I don't know where that wink came from. Part of the chia. Maybe all the omega-3s are putting me in a good mood. Okay, so let's get a teaspoon. And yeah, this definitely could set a little, but it's fine. The Freedom Australia stuff is so my style. That's where my stuff, that bootleg lounge is from, and they have a voucher from buying that. Why remove all those organs? So I had a bleed and it perforated and rotted all my stomach, my duodenum and intestines. I had a congenital disease in the area of my pelvis and they took it out. They took glands out, ligaments out, tried to help me with the pain, and in the end I needed a hysterectomy. So I look like Meryl Streep. Thank you. I kind of do today. I see that. Okay, so let's try this. This is good. This is worth making. Hey, party boy. It's good. I had my nails done. I'm marinating some, I might put this in the freezer for a second. I want it to set, but it's good. That crunch is insane. Okay, we'll let that set. I should have a look. We made earlier some marinated cabbage steaks. So sorry, I'm just here eating. Do you ever struggle with overeating? How do you handle it when that happens? Yes. I feel like I got off all my other addictions of vaping and smoking and coffee, and then I think the fruit can make you feel really good, and sugar gives you a new high. I also think my metabolism was really bad, but not having a stomach and eating these big bowls of fruit, I had like this massive belly. I was tiny still, but I just had that I don't have now. And if you want to know how I handled it, first off, make sure your hormones are balanced, because having a hysterectomy and letting my hormones go, like estrogen, which is, as estrogen lowers, you get really hungry. So if you're a female, you know when your period arrives, the day before or even the week before, you literally cannot stop eating. You are like a machine. And with that, that's where estrogen drops and progesterone rises. But essentially, estrogen is a really good, you don't overeat so much. So I let go of my estrogen. So make sure your hormones are balanced. But my body started compensating for having no hormones by running excessively, trying to get androgens up in my body. So that's even worse. I'm overeating with androgens. So I'm getting like this big belly. I don't know how to get out of it because I don't take medications. I'm not, I can't, like, every time I tried to eat less, because I was having so much fruit at the time, you're constantly hungry. So at the start of the year, when I put my hormone replacement in, my appetite did go down a bit, but I really noticed how much, if I ate a meal, which was quite large, my digestion slowed and I felt uncomfortable. I was a bit depressed about it. And I was like telling myself I shouldn't have eaten that much. Now, I've never really struggled with like food issues like this because I was usually sick. So I just never ate, or I did eat and I didn't really think about it. So this was new territory for me. But I knew I had to stop eating because every time I ate, I had like this big, especially up where I have no stomach. So the stomach should be digesting this side and I'm popping out this side. So for health reasons, I knew, plus I just didn't feel it was serving me. So what I did at the start was I tried incorporating more protein. Okay, because I saw that everyone was saying, and the common sense thing is that you eat protein and you don't get hungry. I needed to stop eating. First thing I noticed when you start adding these sort of things into your diet and seeds during the day is, if you're used to fruit, it's heavier and it's a different consciousness. But do know that it wasn't as simple as having a small fruit meal. I was eating huge amounts of fruits that just weren't going through me. And I don't have a stomach. And the other thing they do to me is come up, and I wake up with yellow teeth and acid in the back of my throat. So it is a change. And then I felt like I didn't have as much energy, and I juice at the wrong time. So it's a bit of a dance to learn what will work long term, okay? Because what I was doing was not working. So I have found it's taken push and pull, but I do find having a matcha in the morning helps me. It's not that I'm sure it does suppress my appetite. I do eat, but it makes me slow. It makes me feel everything that's going down. Also, the matcha I have in the morning, which is just concentrated green tea, helps me focus with my ADHD. So I have that. I also have a lot of juice in the morning. I don't have sweet juices. They were creating a bad cycle in me. I can have coconut water, but mostly it's green juice or celery or green apple. So I stay hydrated when I'm having anything denser. But in truth, I started doing more of the omega-3s and noticed that when you start doing cruciferous vegetables with chia and salt and get rid of all the spices, which can be stimulating as well, I was enjoying my life more. It did take a couple weeks for my microbiome to get used to doing cruciferous with chia, but that's helped me stop overeating. I don't need much. I don't know, I haven't lost a lot of weight. I've lost enough. I reckon I've lost about 5 to 7 kilos. But I worked hard on doing that because I was overeating. I could not stop putting on weight. Just all around here. Just nothing. These wouldn't fit me. These were like, just everything was bulging over. I was still small. It was like being skinny fat. So for me, matcha, making sure I'm mindful when I eat, that it will take time to stop overeating. So you will not just start eating smaller meals. You may go back and overeat again, but keep chipping away at it. And I noticed when I had this yesterday with some protein in it, I did not eat again. And I have to do this. I can't have a full popping out belly. And I noticed I was full for hours and I went to sleep and I woke up in the morning with a flat stomach. So when I have a lot of spice or fruit, I wake up the next day with this massive belly and I start to get back pain because I'm like, it's like being like this. So I wonder why they are bad. Sorry guys. Let me see if I can filter through. I really appreciate you kicking anyone out. Yeah, so when I got sober of substances, I fed the cravings with overeating too. And I think it's part of it. And also your metabolism is really bad if you've been like me. I was in a better situation doing raw foods. Like that's one of the best situations you can be in, but still I had been so underweight. You guys have seen me, right? Oh, let me bring up a quick picture. Like I was 37 kilograms. I reckon I'm 57 now. At the moment, I haven't been on mum's scale because when I couldn't stop putting on weight at the end of last year, before I went back on hormone replacement, before I stopped having so much fruit, it was so hard to get on the scale. And I've usually dreaded the scale because I was too skinny, and now I'm dreading it because the kilos won't stop going up. And for me, it's been a work in progress of having the sweet fruits. For me, for some reason, I love them. I can have little bits of them, but most of my day-to-day stuff is berries and green apples, or things for me don't go so well. But yeah, like you've got a metabolism that's got to repair from years of being like that. Plus in those photos, I was on opioids and stimulants and SSRIs. So I feel like I totally transferred over to something which gave me something, and fruit gives you something. A lot of this stuff I eat and not think about. When I did all fruit, and I've been very open about this, all I did is crave like, not greens, but more veggies. And I just kept going, no, this is normal. But there is a power in the healing properties of fruit, but it just in the end did not work for me. And I still love fruit. I have lots of fruit, but I have fruits, greens, veggies, nuts, seeds, seaweeds, sprouts. Like the more I get in, the better I do. But I do notice that just to stabilize myself is having a slightly denser diet, which is supplemented with juices to hydrate you. But yeah, matcha in the morning helps me. But even when you go back to that at the start, you have a couple of those a day. Your addiction, so I have to work every day. It's funny because people are like, what's the answer to my health? And I'm like, you don't want to hear this, but you have to work on yourself every day. I've been vegan for 7 years. I'm 6 years. I'm 44. I've been raw vegan for 4 years. Yeah, and Tessa, so I know the feeling, eating sweet fruit makes me swell. I end up with back pain and fatigue. That's what happens to me. And what's interesting is how when I go back to it, so I just say I go to the farmers markets and I get 4 dragon fruits. I'm fine if I can eat the dragon fruits maximum 2 a day, even that's a lot, right? But I get stuck into them, and there's this, so as you know, I'm missing my stomach. So the photos of the inside of my body is, it just drops into the intestines. Yet I'm swelling out the side here. And then by the end of last year and the start of this year, I was getting really distressed. Like I would literally almost go in the shower and just cry. That's like a binge eating response, I think. I feel much better. However, the only way I can maintain not overeating is with denser foods. So like this morning after we got off the live, I dipped in 4 or 5 Brussels sprouts in the almond and tamari mix that I made. And then I went, and I'd already had the green juices and the matcha. So matcha's green juice. I've constantly got stuff going on, but a lot of it is supplemented with hydration. Went to get my nails done, had 2 coconut water. So these are small, so it's only about 500 mils of coconut water. And I've come back, and I usually, if I start eating before 11 o'clock, I'm done. My gut, by the end of the day, you'll look in the mirror and there'll be this like distension, which it's like I'm distressed. It's like an exorcism or something. So I can eat after 11, like my first meal, which I was making is this with these sort of things in it. But the other thing is, if you're coming off a higher fruit diet, you've eaten in volume. So you transfer that over to eat massive amounts of like nuts or seeds or puddings, and all of a sudden you think it's worse. But I do believe the omega-3s, and I've seen people who aren't vegan, like health and nutritionists and experts who help people get the body of their dreams. And if you want, they call it cutting. I think they do gym junkies. And they say if you're gonna like lose weight and feel good, which essentially I needed to around here is, and I didn't know this until I've seen them talk about it, is they said you need to have high omega-3s because your body becomes inflamed as you rid it of things. So I think doing the Brooke Goldner way was a really good brain training exercise too, because you feel cruciferous and seed push and you stop. The fruit, it's almost like you feel the sweetness and you don't feel until you look down. And I'm like, the whole 2 years I did fruit, I had a pop out here. It was weird. So I wasn't healing on fruits and herbs, and I personally need greens and fats. Yeah, and I think you have to do, I also think, and this is just my interpretation of it, is if you've had a relatively healthy life, and you're younger and you start fruits, I think you can fly. Even people like Cara Brotman, who's done this lifestyle for a long period of time, could not stay on fruit. I didn't know her when she did fruit, but apparently she did. But as I always say, is actually the people who are 10 to 20 years older than me, who are raw, that I look up to, aren't doing fruit. But I do notice in the community, if you're young and haven't had extreme health problems, you can fly, do really well. You don't eat melons or avocados at all. So I find avocados the most anti-aging fruit I think I've found. I do love how they make my brain feel, but they have histamines in it, and I have a tendency to overeat on avocados. It's harder to overeat on veggies and nuts because you feel full and they're dense. You can literally smash 3 avocados and go, what did I do? So I'm trying to limit my avocados. Melons was a bad experience for me that I pushed through for about a year of literally almost half my day. My morning would wake up and have half, which I shouldn't have done, for me, a watermelon, which left me already, first thing in the morning is I'm already backed up from the day before from all the food I ate. Plus then I have there's so much fiber in it. Yes, there's hydration, nutrients and vitamins, but my belly, it's for other people. Remember, I have no stomach. So I did this and I did juices, and I really, eventually my body was vomiting when I was having watermelon. After I did some juicing, I couldn't get anything sweet in for a while. I'd bring it back up. Oh, thanks guys. I'm so sorry there's people like that. Avocados are good with soy sauce. Avocados are amazing. All fruits, veggies, nuts and seeds are amazing. My mistake was not staying in balance. Anytime I've done too many greens, my body will swing back to fruit. Anytime I've done too much fruit, it'll swing into veggies and greens and fats. And in truth, I feel better and grounded and normal, and I like learning how to look after myself with balance. Because I became one of those people who every time something went wrong, I'm going to do only grapes, or you're a bit bloated, I'm going to do just juice. Or I felt something come up, I'm going to do just, I'm like, Sky, this is an eating disorder. Like, you should be able to be on a lifestyle with raw foods that feels good every day, like that is sustainable every day. So Brooke Goldner has unlimited avocados, but I would think people would gain weight. See, what I have seen in her comment section is that and it doesn't seem to be people who are underweight, or I think this is what I've seen is people who have a tendency to put on weight or a bit bigger, say that they get on her lifestyle and not that they put on weight, but they didn't lose weight until they let go of the avocados. So it's not that they gained more weight, it's that they moved across and they're doing their healing with the seeds and the flax oil. And I saw a lot of them say, and the other is I've seen people who are not underweight say that they let go of avocados to lose some weight. But I don't, I feel like she's got all the medical tools at her disposal that it definitely would help healing. But I think avocados' downfall is that they have histamines in it. And histamines, if I take histamines out of my diet, I lose weight as it is because there's inflammation from histamines. And I see girls, this is different diets over on TikTok, who go on low histamine diets, definitely not vegan diets, but low histamine diets. And they're like, oh my God, my stomach's flat. I've lost my puffy face. And that really wasn't even them changing calories. It's getting rid of histamine. So what a lot of people I see in the community also say is they have to stay away from avocados, which I don't recommend because they're an amazing food and your body is able to assimilate the fat very readily, but because they find them addictive. And they're very Moorish, but man, I'd rather be addicted to avocados than vapes, pharmaceuticals and all of that wasn't serving me. So you pick your poison. I also made a reel on this, pick your poison. Like you are gonna put things in that others are gonna judge you for, and that your liver has to process at a higher level, but you get to pick them. I choose some natural makeup, I choose having hair dye, I choose having nails done, I choose using magnesium and hormone replacement. Can I get much more in? Probably not. But I look after myself and I respect my body that it's its job. What do we got kidneys and liver and all this for? That's its job. And that's my choice. I probably couldn't have done all this when I was healing. I needed to let go and let my body's liver and kidneys just re-establish me. But now that I have perfect blood work, I'm fine. I'm finally more in tune and just eat intuitively. That's the best way to be. That's what I do. I thought when I came back here, do I want, my cruciferous veggies? Do I want a salad? All I could think about was this chia pudding. And that's why even as a coach, I'm not someone who's like, here you go, here's your food plan for 2 weeks. And even if people like that, they have to get out of liking it. We're like animals, we're intuitive. If you don't feel like a chia peanut pudding right now, that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means your body wants avocado and soy sauce. Go for it. As long as what you choose to put in is not negative, I believe you're healing the relationship with your mind, body, and soul. I believe when I got very high into fruits, my body was guiding me in a way, but then I let reading and other people in the communities, what they're doing, take over, which is part of my healing journey. I am back to doing me. And that's not what I believe everyone else should do. I'm not here to say this is what you do. You have to listen to your body. It's so hard to listen in this world. You literally get online. They're like, do you have gas? Everyone has gas. I guess I don't think I have that much gas on this lifestyle, but do you have gas? You need these 50 vitamins. Okay, do you notice that your hair's dry? You need this drinking water. This is what everyone is looking at within 2 minutes of being online. The hardest thing to do is listen to your own body, because everything we look at is chitter-chattering at you. It's literally you cannot watch anything without being told that just something that your body's doing to help you. You might get a little bit of a rash that comes up now and then, and that is your body excreting something. That's the body is meant to have it. It's excreting. And next minute you think you need 15 things and that you're broken. And it's just hard for people. And if I can bestow anything, it's just all that is just noise. All that is everyone else's trauma, and you're right here listening that you feel like, I don't know, corn, avocado, soy sauce, lime and chili mashed. That's what you feel like. You're like, it's all fresh, it's all good. Otherwise you start going, oh, I shouldn't combine that, I shouldn't have that. Is it after 11? Should I eat now? No, this is juice time. There's so much chatter. So I do, lemon and lime and avocado is yummy. I do that with my diet. I'm more where I want to do drastic cuts in my diet when really all I need to be is discipline and balance. Do you know because of dopamine, it's easier to cut. It's easy to go, right, I need to lose some weight. I'm going to have coffee for 2 days, okay? Because your brain lives off the dopamine hope that you're going to get the body of your dreams. So somehow you've concocted that not eating and having I don't know, coffee and I don't know what else for a couple of days, coffee and diet tea, I don't know, something like that, right? And that is going to give you within 3 days. And so you live off dopamine, right? But what is harder is showing up for yourself every day and working towards a better you. My hair didn't get this long by a magical product. For the last 4 years, every single day I've had to show up for myself. I've had to choose to put vitamins in so that on this day I'm here with healthy hair. The only answer is that when you want to make your corn, avocado, soy sauce, lime and chili, and you open the fridge and there's last night's, I don't know, takeaway or something, you're the one that has to face that challenge of cravings, right? That's just one example. It might be that the television is telling you to eat, I don't know, vegan pad thai, and you go, no, I want more from myself. I've had takeaway 4 times this week or whatever's happened. And you're like, today I am going, and you have to sit with you through the meals. And it's not always that hard, but a lot of time if we let ourselves slip, it gets harder. And if we stay on this path, it's like you're by yourself. So that's why I love doing these lives and talking with people, because you can feel that when you listen to your body, you're not like everybody at work who's eating tacos on Taco Tuesday. You've bought your own taco. You have to sit comfortably that you are different, but you will have clearer mind, flatter stomach, better hair, better mood, no doctor's appointments. Like, you have to remember all the benefits you get. If you do what the rest of the world does, you get the results the rest of the world gets. So if everyone's like a little sheep and they're running to the closest fast food restaurant, and then they're constipated, so they're taking a laxative, then they got GERD, so they need now a prescription, then that prescription gives them low blood pressure, so now they need a pill to increase their blood pressure, and then they start getting high cholesterol, and you're lost, and it all started all the way back. You get the same results if you follow what everyone else is doing. And by undertaking a health journey, you are saying no a lot of the time, but those no's do strengthen you. So if you're young, even breathing can burn lots of weight. That's true, but when you think of, if I look at what I did as a kid and when I look at my nieces and whatever, they're growing and they don't eat. They're literally living off the energies. They're outside, no shoes on, running around. Yeah, they might get on their iPad, but then next minute they're out concocting some, especially when they're really little. They're doing all sorts of things. Swimming, I'm by the water, right? But their parents like, come on, eat. I don't want to eat yet. I want to play in the water. I want to run around in the water. I want to play catching with my friends. I want to hit this ball. I want to chase a dog. And the parents are like, come on, you have to eat. And when they get there, they take 2 mouthfuls and they run. And so it's like, I think there's more to why kids are the way they are. I didn't know that. Probably should let go of avos. I eat like 2 a day. Look, what avocado did for me, so even when I was eating fruit at the start when I first started healing, I would have 4 avocados a day. So when I was about 45, 47 kilograms when I started this journey. The 37 kilogram me was back before I lost my memory, and that's a different section of my life, but I was eating like 4 avocados a day. I mostly snack on veggies and a few pieces of fruit during the day. I probably didn't get that many calories. A bit of avocado in the morning and avocado in my salad, and then at night I would literally sometimes hoe into, well, maybe not always 4, but at the start a lot. And then I feel like I stayed raw, and especially at the start of my fruit journey, that I stayed eating a lot of fruit because I could have some avocado every second day, every day. And then in periods where I needed to, I would eat avocado really helped me, but letting it go also, it helped me in a different way. I don't think I could have let it go. Fats really helped my brain with all those psychiatric problems or whatever. I don't know, the fats, and there wasn't omega-3s for years. I didn't have any omega-3s. So see how you feel. Yes, it's inspired the sushi. I love California rolls growing up, which is imitation crab rice, avocado. I realized just like avocado and the soy sauce combo. Also, I was saying, I haven't tried them, but hearts of palm look like and have the texture of imitation crab. And if you got some crushed up nori, soy sauce, maybe some paprika, and like let some stringy bits soak in that, you're pretty much going to have some imitation crab for your, because a lot of what we don't realize as humans is that what we think is taste is actually texture. Like, you might first have a bite of McDonald's hamburgers and taste everything, but it all kind of just turns into mush. And so when we recreate foods as raw foodists, is if you can nail a texture and some of the flavors, your brain thinks it's eating that. The difference is you don't have the crash. You don't, that's what still takes me back, is I do the raw vegan bundle and I eat so much raw gourmet food, including like a pizza, and I'll actually go sit down expecting myself to crash out. Never happens. Yes, I like coconut aminos. I had them with my friend Gabriella up in Queensland, and it's a bit sweeter. The reason I stayed away from it, there was more ingredients than the numbers show you, but I'm getting better at tolerating things. So yes, Guy, thank God for intuition. I used to be so anxious when I first started doing more raw, like I am getting enough, etc., etc. I'm so glad that you're listening to yourself, because there's like, truthfully, I'm going to be so honest here, there is most days that if someone gave me a program of what to eat, or that I have to eat 90% fruit all day and I'm only allowed a small amount of this, I wouldn't be a raw vegan. I would have tapped out like week 2. The only reason I'm still a raw vegan is because some days all I've eaten is avocado. Some days I have had, I think that's the thing for me, is like a lot of the time I'd be trying to be perfect, like wake up and have fruit and juice, and then have like light fruit and juice and mono meal, and then all of a sudden I'm like basically doing binging type things, right? But at least I stayed raw. But that's the thing is, right, in my heart, I'm like, I can't go back. My limit is I can't go back because it made me so sick. So some days look like that for me. Never have I had a day of just nuts. They don't make me feel that great. But some days I've had, like, I don't know, woken up and had a salad for breakfast. Whatever I need to do to stay raw, I'm still doing good, even if it's like, I don't know. It's just learning. We're just all here learning. So, but I now honor my cravings. I love that. Like, oh, how the body wants to and feel better than it used to. 100%, like the body and you, that connection, it's not telling you I want the pizza or the hamburger or the 3 avocados because it wants you to be a fat pig. It does it because you need something in that food. And the more you train it to learn what it can get from fresher foods, it only sends you fresher food messages. In truth, since being on a raw food diet, I really haven't had cravings for cooked things. My cravings can't, if I want something, it's like I want it raw. I want raw stuff. And that's like what I had to teach it. But also, is it so bad if, I don't know, once a month I get up and do my parties in the morning, have tacos for breakfast? I love it. That's what normal people do when they have party days, right? I'm no different. I just eat the food raw. It's completely true. There's so much bull and so many people overeating. Just enjoy life. Yes, we need to look at kids. They don't need much food. The reason we eat this way is so we can run around. Excuse me. I got to weigh your calories in Chia, get my fitness pal. I don't think you need to, but if you do need to figure out how many calories, I'm not sure what that is. I looked into the inner engineering program. I'm going to ask my boyfriend to get it for me for my birthday. Oh, I've got exciting news. That made me think about something. So I did a live with, you guys have probably heard this story, or as a podcast with my friend Layla. I've done a few of them. She's the woman who slept outside and had the baby with no pain. She did it with meat and had the baby in pain, and then she had 2 babies as a raw vegan. And basically, when you sleep on the earth, have raw foods and have a baby, the baby like comes out in the amniotic sac, like in a ejection type way, like animals, okay? And when I was doing this podcast, my friend, you probably know Kiko, who has a YouTube channel, she said, this sounds like the story of Anastasia, which is a Russian story about the ringing of the cedars. So, and I tend not to read too many books because I find my brain gets taken over by the readers. Anyway, Kiko keeps bringing up this book. So I use Speechify. So I get the book, that book's already on, I think it's like PubLib or something, where, because it's so old, you can get access to it. I just throw it in Speechify, and Gwyneth Paltrow is reading it to me at the moment. Anyway, I realized I'm still not focused, and I said to Keiko, she's bringing this up, I'm like, why not start a book club? Like, why not we start a spiritually enlightened book club where each month we pick a book, and so I'll tell you how this will work in a second. So we pick a book with everyone in the group and the club, and we all read the same book, and then we do a live once a month. I think Miranda's going to do it with Kiko and I as well, the live, and we could all come together and talk through the book, like, but do spiritually enlightened books, right? So how this will work, I haven't set it up. It's probably what I should be doing now. I said I'd make the flyer for it. Is I will make a group chat over on Instagram, and in that group chat, we can all chat about the book. We will drop the new book once a month, and then we'll do the live. Now, the reason I do lives on YouTube is because they stay up, they consistently get views, and when I have to refer back to it, it sits there. Unlike Instagram, which always the sound's missing, part of the video's missing, and then I'm like, if it's 2 years ago, no one's going to find it amongst all my posts. So then we'll come across like once a month and have a planned like live. But when I stream the lives, they don't seem to have as many problematic people come in. So hopefully we'll do a stream live. But that should be so exciting. So people keep bringing up this engineer. It's a book, isn't it? Oh, I've missed a few questions here. Oh, no, I haven't. The engineering program. Is it you'll have to tell me, because there's another, if it's a book, we can put that up for a read. But at the moment, anyone who wants to join, we're reading Anastasia, The Ringing of the Cedars. And if you Google it, you can find it on some sites. And the reason we're doing that is it's like Layla. Layla, apparently the girl in this book, which I haven't got to that part yet, lives outdoors with nature. She has this amazingly high consciousness and recall, and she's lived forever in the forest. And so we're starting there. Yeah. So here, I've been on raw foods for a few weeks now and feel amazing, but so much mixed information on what fruits or included veggies and nuts and seeds as well can get confusing every time I watch a YouTube video. And it will be like that. And even if to be honest, even if I give you the advice to listen to yourself, because it's such a daunting task, it's about finding out what works for your body. So whatever YouTube video you watch, see what resonates with you. You can do some of what people say, but mix and match. And you probably, this is the thing, is you can find you feel really good on sweet fruits, but I just felt empty and my body suffered, like especially aging, I got crepey skin. I was constantly hungry. On only greens, I feel I don't have enough energy. So I find I mix and match. I don't just stick with one. That's my greatest advice, but that's a little, like, it might feel daunting because what you're living off at the start is the lifeline of what everybody shares, right? But sometimes the best answer is, in truth, how I made up my salads. I didn't have the internet because I couldn't really read or write at the start. Was the more time I spent out in nature, the more when I came in, I knew exactly what my body needed. Like it just did. The foods that I already knew came to me so strongly. So there's a suggestion. Hello. Yeah, people think it's weird because we feel so good. Yes, we're Leos. There's Leo party coming up. Yes, because it's the same day as my sister's birthday, the 17th. I think there's two separate things here. One of them is being a raw vegan and the other one is caring for yourself. You can become a raw vegan and want to care for yourself. And I've lost the heater again. Where is it? This is my ADHD brain. I've lost the... Now I'm going to turn into a... Bear with me here. I'm going to turn into a sauna in here. Gosh, what happens when you lose it? Holy moly, I don't know what happens next. I thought, oh, here it is, it's hiding. Okay, you don't have to be a raw vegan to be on a self-care journey, but I believe that self-care, I don't know what the right word is, getting in touch with what you need is what I want people to do, because finding another diet in a book never works for me. What I had to do is take that control of like you can do what's in a book for so long, but to actually listen to your body every day is what I swear, it's like learning who you are at a soul level. And that to me is different than just being like, well, this is going to fix A, B, and C. So I haven't had McDonald's in a year. Good for you. After eating, you feel flush. It's bad for you. It is bad for you. Yeah. It took me such hardship too before I decided to go within. I think it takes, whenever I meet someone who's raw vegan, I know they've been through it. I know they've been through it. To get here, to that point, your soul makes you go through it. Let me see how my little pudding's going. I am vegan. Yes, I'm very picky about the books I read too. Inner engineering as a book, but it is a program to experience. You can do it online. You can learn Shambhavi Kriya, which is breathwork combo. So interesting. Okay, that is interesting because I keep seeing it come up. All right, I think this is, let's see how this is going. Yeah, that's a bit better. It's still a bit runny, but it's good. We made this at the start. So when I eat this way, here's something. When I eat this way, when I used to do lives, when I first started, when I was on all fruit, all I did the whole live was think about food. I'm half here, half thinking about food. When I eat this, especially omega-3s in it, when I'm not eating now, I don't think about food, which is, it's a bit of work to get there, but it's worth working on yourself. Can I ask what BDNF is in the brain? Is that baseline something, or I don't know? The Brazil nuts through it are really good. I might make these at night and set them in the fridge. Brain-derived neurotropic factor. Interesting. It's gone quiet because I'm eating. The only time I'm quiet. How interesting. Hello from the Philippines. You have great durian in the Philippines. This is so good. Let me have a look what those steaks, cabbage steaks look like. I might be able to put them on. Oh, and it's filling. Getting full. Okay, let's see what these bad boys look like. Oh, so we made these this morning. This is looking good. Can you guys see them? It looks like it's kind of, yeah, it's soaked in. Okay. I don't know, I'm thinking about giving it another, oh, it's getting on to 1 o'clock. I'll put them in. Let's put them in. Have a mouthful of this. I actually think I want to put them on a tray. They won't dry out on that. So that sauce is literally, I think it was like 1.5 cups of almonds, 2 cups of water, I'll have to look at the live again, and 1/4 cup of tamari, or like namashoyu, and 2 cloves of garlic. It's insane. It's so good. So I can only eat that much because of my stomach, and I was eating like big bowls of fruit, which still took up lots of volume. And I think that's what was not good for me. Like this was just a nice stomach size. That worked well. Okay, let's get a tray and put this in. Might leave it up. Actually, that reminds me, I have to put in the veggie order for tomorrow. I go to the farmers markets, but the guy I get it off is my friend, and I send him a list of everything I want. So I turn up at the farmers markets and just get boxes, which is great. So passing through. Thank you. Oh, we've got Mexico, we've got the Philippines. Okay. Oh, I want to use like an egg flip here. But we may also need tongs to get these bad boys up. Okay, so I just want to get like this, like a steak. 1, 2. Oh, the big chunk of it. Stick it back together there. And then 3. See, and I'll just dip my, that sauce, I dip some Brussels sprouts in. Oh my God. You could probably do 4 of these. So you could feed a family with like half a cabbage and some nuts. You can do this in a really cheap way. It doesn't have to be expensive. So we've got these. And these will go in, and I don't know how long yet. We never know with me how long things will take. It's all in my brain. Well, it's all in my brain. I get these feelings of what to create. So let me turn this on. I never know how long it's going to take. I get these feelings in my brain of what to create. I don't know how long it's going to take. That could be a song. What I do is turn this up to here, so you guys can see me. Whoop. Just going into that one then. Those need to be cleaned. Okay, so we just put these. Oh, that's caught. All right. Oh. Are those cookies? No, they're massive slices of cabbage. They're marinated, they're cabbage steaks. It's so inspiring how much effort you put into making yourself food. I make the simplest raw meals, but I want to break out my dehydrator again and make some wraps. So in truth, it might seem like I do a lot, but usually, so this week it's been a lot because I had 2 parties and it's become my job. So I made my hobby my job, which is what you want to do, right? So I made 2, what did I make? I made a cocktail, and I made those carrot things, carrot wraps. Most weeks I only do 1 to 2 recipes. So one will be based on a reel, like because I'll have fun in the kitchen and I'll make it as a reel for you guys, and I'll share the recipe. The other one is usually on Friday where we clean out my fridge. And I just found like because that cabbage is now a week old, there's usually veggies left in there that I blend up with some curry powder and make into veggies. Otherwise, when I get new produce from the farmers markets, I won't eat the old stuff. So I'm not going to throw it out. I've sometimes give it away to a friend, or my parents cook, so I'll give it away to my parents. But so what I do on Fridays, because it's my Friday now, is I make something like those steaks. So most weeks 2 recipes, but like, so people make chia puddings every day, but you might think it looks fancy, but I know most people every day are doing smoothies and chia puddings, and it's just because I think I do it all the time, but in truth, the best and lightest I feel is when I just pull out some veggies with like some nuts, or yeah, a lot of the time it is like that, but I guess I always switch it on because it might just help somebody. And then last night I wasn't even planning on doing the coconut yogurt, but because there was all that coconut sitting there, a lot of the coconuts I get, there's not much coconut in it. And then last night I'm like, look at this, and everyone's like, what are you going to do with the coconut? I'm like, well, I've got to do something with it. Like these ones, it's nothing. Like the walls, these is hard, like it's, no. But the, yeah, so it probably seems like I do a lot, but it's fun. Like I find it like a lot of people like want to eat now, whereas like I love the making. Plus now I share it with you guys, so that makes it even more fun. I'm making cabbage steaks. Oh, thank you. I love cabbage soup. I rarely use my dehydrator. I should though. I've been thinking about making flax crackers. You should. So when you haven't used a dehydrator in ages, that is the best. Because when you have, if you're raw vegan and you never use a dehydrator and you randomly pull it out and use it, the flavor is so intense. I remember when I got my first dehydrator, and hadn't really even had, I'd had a blender a month. I'd literally used a chopping board, knife, lemon juice as the dressing. I remember the first time I had dehydrated food, I thought I'd gone to better than a restaurant or like fast food venue. The flavor, I was like, oh my gosh, because when you dehydrate it, you concentrate the flavor, and you as a raw foodist haven't had concentrated flavor. I hadn't in like 6 to 8 months or something. So I'm glad you guys like it. It's so easy for me. The way this is all set up is anytime I make something, I just switch this on. Everyone's like, what about the thumbnail and what about the description, the heading? And I'm like, I'm so used to doing YouTube videos. It takes me 2 seconds with ChatGTP. I'm like, ChatGTP, I'm doing this video. You help me? And so, yeah, it's not hard at all. And I think I'm just confident because I've done it. If you've done a raw vegan bundle, you are going to end up confident in front of a camera. I swear, I watched it happen to Kiko. This was her first raw vegan bundle. This was my second, but I've done about 10 bundles now, like all different bundles that I seem to do, is because you do non-stop lives and non-stop reel creation, like you just constantly, and we're off the back of Lissa, who's doing 5 reels a day and 3 posts every day of the bundle. I only do 2 reels and 1 to 2 posts. I don't like to bombard you guys too much, but you get this skill. But then even before the bundle, I was just doing lives I used to do a lot with Shelley and Leanne. So I had some grapes that I didn't get to, and because it's hot here right now, they became raisins. Good for you. See, making your own raisins, I love that. They would taste better. Do Canadians eat cabbage? I don't know. Jillian's a Canadian. I don't think she eats much cabbage. But that's just one person. I don't know. You and Kiko are my favorite raw vegan Chris. Oh, thank you. I feel so lucky. I feel so lucky to know you, Creative Heart. It's nice to be like, it's nice to just get online like this because we're all so separated, us raw vegans. It's not like it's Friday here. I can go meet everyone or every raw vegan in Sydney at a raw cafe. I don't even know whether there is many raw vegans in Sydney. There's no cafes. There is, did I tell you guys there's a raw vegan well, it's not raw vegan, so let me rephrase. There's a restaurant called Raw over at Bondi. Everyone knows Bondi, so I can say at Bondi. But the restaurant has like raw fish and raw, like it's raw sashimi, but they have these massive vegetarian, which are also vegan rolls, which have like seaweed and avocado and carrot, and they do these massive big salads which have similar things in it. So that's my closest Sydney experience to dining, which was nice. I met Sophia over there, and my friend Heidi came, and we all raw, and her partner's raw, high raw. And so that was nice, but it's still, everyone around us isn't vegan, but we weren't really watching everyone else. We were so into ourselves. Oh, love you too. That's why I want a rabbit, so I can have someone to eat veggies with. That's not a bad idea. That's like the token animal that a raw vegan should have, right? We're just hanging out with your rabbit eating vegetables, and then when you have scraps, I just don't have any room. I know for sure I would have a dog by now, but in truth, I remember when I first went raw, and I'd go to bed at night, and I'd be in my first apartment, and I'd not be homeless or sick anymore, and I remember feeling showers and pajamas on my skin. I hadn't felt anything in years. And I'd get into my bed, and I'd look over in my double bed, and I'd go, thank God I don't have a partner. I get to like literally just lay here and be in love with myself. But in truth, I'd never done that. I'd never spent time loving myself. Most times I think I fell asleep wanting something. Not always a partner, but you're always dreaming about needing something. And here I was in my pajamas feeling them, and I'm like, this feels good. I get to eat raw food tomorrow and sit in the sun. That made me feel good. And then I looked over and I'm like, because most people like wish for a partner or someone with them, and I was like, I'm so glad it's just me. I can just lay here and love me. It would be my compost. Dogs eat watermelon with me. They do. I shared a reel, and Jillian's like, my dog eats all that watermelon. Nowadays, many people have separate rooms from their partners. I'm kinda for years. I'm not sure what that last part means, but there was, I feel like I grew up, this is what I always say, is when we grow up as little girls, like, we are read princess stories from such a young age. Like the moral of every story is there's a hard time, and then you're still beautiful and amazing, and then someone comes along and saves you, and you live happily ever after. There's no mention of like kids bothering people or stressing people out or being a full-time job before you have a job, or menopause or getting old. It's literally, you are going to go through a hardship and be whisked off your feet. And I don't know whether we realize how much that imprints on us, from when we get Barbies and we play with Barbie and Ken, to when we do make-believe and we've got the mother and the father. And so we grow up most of our life feeling in lack. Like we're literally like wanting someone to save us. And I feel like this diet and lifestyle really clicked into being like, you can just have a job of loving you. You don't actually have to need someone. Like, Sky, you've been through it. No freaking Prince Charming saved you. You had to save your own butt. Like, you're the hero. You get to lay with you and be happy that you can now feel the shower and feel your pajamas and feel the sheets and go to bed in peace. Like, all this stuff that we go through hard times and we need some superhero. We're our superhero, guys. We are the ones making the food, doing the podcast, showing up for ourselves each day, going for the run this morning. You are a more beautiful princess than Catherine. Oh, you're so sweet. I love Catherine. I have a lot of respect for Catherine. I live in the AZ and it's really hot. I don't like sweating on me. Oh, is it really hot now? I have a separate room, or at least separate bed. I'm a sensitive sleeper. I think it might be a good thing to be in. I'm asleep, I don't need you there. What style of pizza do you like? New York or Detroit or Chicago? I've never made a deep dish pizza, so I don't, in Australia, we don't really have deep dish, so I don't really know what it is. Princess glowing. Thank you. so many women in particular I know are happier alone than with a partner because they always have to take care of them. Do you know what? It's so the reverse of everything we've been taught. So I grew up thinking I need some man to whisk me off and save me. I need designer bags. I need fancy hairdos. I need to fly around the world. I need a stressful job so that I make money. And I healed myself with none of that. I healed myself with my feet in the dirt, with some fresh food, and all that other stuff does not matter. And that's why I started thinking in my own head, I'm like, everything I learned, you're actually in some ways at a disadvantage. Well, you can feel in a disadvantage wherever you are. But like, I healed with donated furniture, like a funny little apartment, like this crooked chair I always talk about that I sat out in the car park on the cement. And I was so happy with that and my fruit and my salad. And I'm like, this is life. Like, what was I? I'm not in pain. I'm not dissociating anymore. I'm present. I feel like love from the universe. And like, it all feeds back into that it can be a lot. Other people, if your partner's going through it, essentially you go through it. If your kid's going through it, you go through it. And I was like, thank goodness, I've stopped my suffering. I wouldn't have needed anyone else's near me. So a partner cannot do all the self-care that we need to do. We got to do it ourselves. Well, yeah, essentially when people come like codependent, right, is they've never learnt to love themselves. And what if, like, I feel like that's our purpose. I remember seeing this saying where imagine you were born with a little extra human and your only job on this planet is to care for that little extra human. Like, that is your sole purpose. You cannot do any other job or hobby or love before you care for that little human. And then at the end of the reel or whatever it says, and that little human is you need to care for you. It's so true. We're taught to, say your pleases and say your thank yous. And even if your heart says you want to go for a skip down the street, it's too late. It's from a young age, we're shut down. And what if we get to a stage where we just realize that it's better to we get to do all the things that we love. I look like Lady Gaga. Oh, I've had Meryl Streep, Lady Gaga. Yeah, I hate the hustle culture. I just love simplicity. Yes, simplicity there. And we said it at the same time. I think humans complicate life and think we knew all this stuff that we don't. I notice I start to recomplicate things myself when I'm not, like, here. If you eat, you become what you eat, even by design and what it looks like. So that's a bit soft, but because they've been frozen. But like, if you constantly look at whole fresh foods in its complete form, you start to become that, and your life takes it on those properties. And so at the start, when I first healed, not doing many recipes and spending the time chopping through vegetables was like looking at sacred geometry non-stop. There's a power in that. You don't get that from concentrated tomato puree in a pasta paste. That's a mouthful. Like, you actually learn a lot about yourself by eating sacred geometry. Like, it's what we fundamentally are attracted to. When you step away from that, so like if you get like a pasta puree, like a tomato sauce on a shelf, right? All the ingredients are all parts of something that's not only not living anymore, the structure and energy of it is void. People talk about on a raw food diet the downloads, and I cannot explain what these downloads are until you experience them. I truly only experience the downloads when I eat foods in their whole form. It doesn't necessarily have to be fruit, but if I spend days eating whole food, which is barely processed, like this, even putting some blended, what's that? I think it's like almond, garlic, and soy sauce blended over a piece of cabbage. That doesn't count. I mean, your salad is fresh. It's all fresh, just chopped fresh, and then your next meal is fresh. I start to get these massive information downloads, and when people ask me questions, I will literally have like all the answers. But I do find the denser food helps me stay grounded in this denser reality. There's times, right? You don't always want to be the monk. Sometimes you want to be like able to connect more. So thank you. Yes, you get so many synchronicities. You don't look like either Lady Gaga or Meryl Streep, but also Creative Heart, you know me. So when you know someone, I think your vision of them changes. Like a lot of what you see through your eyes, your consciousness has like other traits. And like you know me. So, and I think that when people come on and they just see like, all they see is like blonde hair and eyes, nose and lips, and they just like are like, oh, you look like. I have elbow pain and I just need to tell someone, if you have elbow pain, you need to eat lighter foods or try a lighter food diet and see how your body responds. Yes, there is so, like, I never realized growing up how beautiful fruits and vegetables are. Like, you literally look inside them and they're so amazing and so beautiful. The design, like, there's no words. They're so amazing. So, I am Australian. I'm good. Yeah, America, I have to say, I've only been to Bali, Thailand, Australia, America, and America's aisles in the supermarket smell like chemicals. I actually feel high. So, and that's why when people are like, oh, I need to eat organic, I'm like, in Australia, I don't think I do. I don't, but in America, I think I do. I think I was eating things and I just was like, I don't know whether this is actually okay. Sadly, but it happened when I was a kid. I've told this story many times. I lived in America for a year in Houston, Texas as a kid. And in Australia at that time where there was no internet, okay, the culture shock was real. Our supermarket only had about 7 or 8 cereals, like muesli, rice bubbles, Cocoa Pops, Frosty Fruits, like wheat things, like porridge, I don't know, muesli or something. There was very minimal. I went to America and could not believe there was 2 full aisles of like Captain Crunch Choc, Captain Crunch Double Choc Fudgy Munch cookie dough. There was literally, and every one of those boxes literally had fluoro colors on it with a little toy that you could get. And the ads, like when I was watching, we didn't have cable. Okay, I'm going off here. The food is, and I remember the smell when I went back to America last year. I'm like, I remember that smell because I was the sickest in America. As a child, I was enrolled in a private school and never went because I was always sick. It's a story of my life. Story of my life. Someone put me in timeout. Well, good, because you probably said something inappropriate. I am very grateful for my moderators because they work their butts off while listening to me, right? While there's a whole lot of people, they see comments I don't even have to see. So, jumping into say America, how much sleep do you get, Sky? Do you find it hard to sleep because the food is light? So, good question, sleep. When I used to be sick, I would have periods where I'd go into insomnia. And by the 3rd or 4th day, a doctor would prescribe me a sleeping tablet, right? Where you'd go, it'd reset my cycle. So you take it for 2 nights and you get your sleep back. So that was my experience with insomnia. Until I dissociated and lost my memory and they took me off all those medications, I did not sleep for periods of 3 to 4 months in my dissociative state where I'm in complete different reality. That is not like anything I've experienced in my life. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because off the back of going raw vegan, I was coming off one of those benders, if that's what you want to call it. So when you go through something like that, is you black out for like 40 minutes, 30 minutes or something, and then you come to, and it's like my whole nervous system would pull me out of bed when I had this F&D and couldn't do anything, and literally I could not stop moving because there was so much energy surging through, as if I was scared that I don't know. It was crazy. I do think that period had a lot to do with all the medications they would put me on, take me off, try this, but I was dissociated. Alcohol helped with a lot of these symptoms at the time. So when I found the raw foods, I was coming off not sleeping. If you see you've probably seen the reel that I've made where I saved my life that first year, and there's bags just like, I look up and there's just, because I just never slept for months. So when I found the raw foods, I slowly started to sleep. This is how I was saying, I'd get in bed and I'd be like, oh, I can feel like it was like heaven to be able to even sleep a little bit. I noticed And I also let go of my hormone replacement, but I would go to sleep at the start of this raw journey by like 10 and wake up at like 6. So I did really, really well very quickly. And that went on for a couple years but I didn't like it. So when I got high into fruits and didn't have hormone replacement, by 4 or 5 in the afternoon, I was putting myself to bed. But then I would wake up at like 3 in the morning and it was just getting worse. And I was like trying to do running to make, I think, myself feel better. But it's not just a raw food fruit thing. There is a hormone aspect to it as well. But I did notice on this lifestyle, as soon as it starts to get dark, I start to calm down. I have noticed now that I eat denser foods, hormone replacement that I have gone through periods this year where and I can work late into the night and have lights on around me late into the night, that I can get into bed and not sleep. Like there's too much cortisol. Magnesium has helped me. But in truth, the question you've asked, I'm probably only getting 6 to 7 hours now. Whereas when I was like, I feel like before I was getting more, but I was always tired. Like I feel like I got myself into a bit of a chronic fatigue syndrome situation. And I don't want to say that was for me just like too much fruit, but it was also my hormones replacement needed to be put back in. So to answer your question, now I guess I do sleep quite lightly, but I do with the work that I do, because a lot of my clients are American. And a lot of the podcasts I do are with America. I'm very busy from like 5 in the morning, as in I get up or go for exercise or get up and get ready and get on like calls from like 7, podcasts from 8, back to calls, and that slows down by 11:30, 12. And then I really, in the middle of the day, I should be probably doing more work, but then I can have either Australians after work or Europe in the afternoon. Anything Europe-wise is in the afternoon. So I can sleep. Sometimes I have a nap. But it's like it's weird because napping I couldn't do for a long period. I kept having panic attacks. Something about being on that, until I got the omega-3s in, I couldn't concentrate. And if I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't go into this like Zen nap where you're not really awake or asleep. Concentration's such a gift. When I was like mine, I didn't have it like completely. I'm not just talking about ADHD, I had that. I'm talking about like when I couldn't read or write. It was crazy times. But so maybe that explains. I sometimes have like a lay down in the middle of the day now. The food is terrible. The farmers markets can be great if they can be expensive. Yeah, it's just, I think the excess in America shocks me. It's just like, they make a chocolate breakfast cereal, but then there's like triple chocolate cookie crunch, and you're like, whoa, and you haven't even got to morning tea. We're talking about like a kid having breakfast tea, like it's a lot. I have a terrible time at night. I have to take magnesium, and sometimes that doesn't work. I think sleep is so important. All these raw vegans say you only, no, don't listen to that. You take the sleep, not 4 hours. 4 hours, you never feel good. I think 8 hours. I think what the common recommended sleep is the best. Especially a lot of those raw vegans that say that are raw vegan athletes or people who've never had health problems. If you've had if you've come to raw veganism, not because you're an athlete, but because you wanted to heal, you need your sleep. A lot of people say lavender, never found benefits. What they do in psych hospitals, which helps, is sleep hygiene. I actually have one. I don't know if you're in my group, of the sleep hygiene, where I make like little folders and handouts of different nutrients in food and things like sleep hygiene. And I might be able to grab it actually. Not that I can drop it down here anyway. I can put it at the end of this. I can add it to the end of this live. But besides the fact at a certain time each night they give you medication in a psych hospital, whether in private or public, at about a certain time they start to turn the televisions off. Then they shut down. You can't have any caffeine. And then they give you these little packs where you have a shower at the same time. You put your pajamas on. So you're putting your pajamas on triggers the brain to also feel sleepy. And then you can put some lavender under your pillow. You have your phone taken off you. the TV is completely off by a certain time. And you may not fix your sleep problem the first night or the second night or in 2 weeks' time. But I do promise you, if you keep up a sleep hygiene routine, you will put your body into a state of it knowing it's not getting anything. And there's a more like as in stimulation from TVs and blue lights, and now you're gonna grab another meal, or you're gonna, it knows that this is a time where even if you don't go to sleep, there's no stimulation. And it does help. Oh, chamomile tea. And the best thing to do is pick a time that you get rid of your phone, you turn your Wi-Fi off, you read books from paper, you put yourself in your pajamas, so you trigger your brain to know that this is sleep time. You put on, I don't know, you sip on chamomile tea, and you put some lavender oil on your wrists. And this is what society doesn't like. This is not the same as, you know, a sleeping pill. It's about self-care and training yourself that at this certain time it's like sacred. And it's interesting, there's just things like that along the way, that the actual, of course they at the same time give everyone their meds as well, but even when not, all those principles, because not everyone, when you're in a private facility, a lot of people don't get night meds. So in public, they want everyone. But that principle does work. In fact, when I've gone to private facilities, when you first get there, a lot of people aren't allowed out of their pajamas for 2 days, because so many people come with like stress that if you're in your pajamas, your brain has always known that pajamas equal sleep from when you're like 2 and you can first walk. Pajamas equal sleep. So they do that so the nervous system of a person calms down. And like you're in it, because a lot of people come from, as I said, they come from like having nervous breakdowns from stress, from being, and they're always in their suit or whatever. So tired and wide at night is the hardest. But what I said really does work. Where it doesn't work the first night, it may take someone 3 months, but I swear you actually feel like it's one of those things that I talk about when I have to take this off, it's going to go dead. I talk about the days out with the family. When I go out with my family, my, like for dinner or after, like lunch turns into dinner or whatever, what I find is my luxury, or the time, my sacred time, is me coming home. Why is that not working? And putting on my pajamas, winding down. Oh, maybe it's this one. Looking after myself, and that is a lot of what I do. I will have a hot shower, I will put my favorite loungewear or pajamas on, I'll light a candle, I will make myself my favorite comfy meal. It's like a girl night, right? Girl dinner, where it's like I'm in my pajamas eating dinner, and it makes me really sleepy. Ocean swims help. Like they help really regulate the nervous system, being more grounded. Like who didn't sleep well as a kid after running around outdoors in the summer holidays? You literally, so being outdoors more with no shoes on does really help. Yeah, so I haven't been able to have a nap since going raw. So what I noticed is my sleep healed, but I did not sleep during the day. It would almost be a panic attack. So I'd roll in to like sleep, and I'd be like, and that stopped with and I don't want to say it was the fruit's fault. I think it was the omega-3s. Like having intense amounts of omega-3s have really helped my brain. And it's a concentration thing for me. Like it's like I missed what I lost when I dissociated, was this thing that we take for granted, where you know, where you come home from work and you literally could flop, work's not a great example, school, you flop in front of the television and you just mindlessly watch something like in a meditative type way. Like checked out. I couldn't check out. I was always like in my body, and it took till I got the omega-3s in for that to completely heal. And what I mean is like you can, in that checked out mode, is you can check into books, you can check into movies, you can check in. I couldn't do that for at least 3.5 years. Well, about 7 years, but 3.5 years of the raw journey until I got the omega-3s in. But I did know the fats were good for my brain, because the avocado just made my brain feel so good. So the inner engineering program helped me with the sleep. The chanting and you learn helps so much. I found out from my nervous system course, the physiotherapist Jessica McGuire, that the chanting tones the vagus nerve. That's so interesting. Yeah, sleep is so good. It regulates sunlight, sleep. No wonder you look 25. You're going to be dangerous for... How much more longer until you think they'll be done? I think 4 hours, depends. So I have to, usually by the first 1 to 2 hours of dehydrating food, I can tell how fast things are going. These are already pre-marinated, so it's about it being dry enough to eat. You could probably eat them now, but I want to get like a bit of crispness on it. It's gonna be like, one of these is gonna be my dinner. It's gonna be like 4 hours. It might be 2 hours, but I've planned this a bit. And then Mum will be eating them too. Other people will be eating them. Good morning. Yes, books do. A lot of people says this, the books. You pick up a college, I forgot about this, you pick up a college textbook, boom. Who doesn't start reading a book in bed that's supposed to be like finished for school the next day and you just fall asleep? That is a good one. Get back to see you. If I work out at night, I end up sleeping too late. The gym, yeah, don't do that. And the lights, so that is like a no-no. No. If you exercise at night, you're literally, so the way cortisol works to match the sun is just before the sun starts to rise, cortisol should spike in the body. That like alert, awake hormone, it should start to rise, let's say at 5, 6, 7 in the morning, right? And then you should wake up naturally then with the sun. And in fact, anytime I keep my blind open and sync myself to the sun, I do much better. Anyway, then during the day, there should be a low point in most circadian rhythms as well at around 3:30, and that's usually when people go for caffeine. I actually did never notice that on a raw food diet. I think that's a caffeine thing. I think most people in the world have had some sort of chocolate or coffee during the day, and this lull, because at 3:30 everyone feels terrible in the world. And to me, I'm on raw foods. I don't even feel it on matcha, because matcha is like sustained. I have had coffee again, and I noticed by that time you start to come down. So yeah, they say there's a lull at the 3:30, and if people die, they usually die between 3 o'clock and 3:30 in the morning and at night. So it's a recycle. And that's because people go and have another chocolate bar at 3:30 and wonder why they have cortisol issues back around at 3:30. Anyway, that's my theory on it. And then at night, cortisol should slowly start coming off, and it's time for bed. But people who go to the gym and run and like HIIT workouts, we're not talking, you could do some yoga and light stretching, but you just peak your cortisol. And so you've confused your brain thinking it's morning time. And the other thing that happens with high cortisol is it kind of stays moderate, but has spikes, and it spikes usually around 3. And that's why you feel wired, but you can't sleep, and it's not a nice feeling. Hello. Yeah, you know what I have to do, and I get really bad with it the more I work, but in the midst of any time I've healed well, and why I feel so good is when I'm in that state of mind, the first thing I think about in the morning, because I'm disconnected from the world many times I've healed, I haven't had internet. Anytime I haven't, the first thing I think of in the morning is the sun. And when you regulate with the sun, you really have very little problems in the world. But then you get it's so easy for me to wake up. I'm like, what is Jillian doing? What is Kiko doing? What is how many likes have I got on a post? That is cortisol. It's not good. And it happens, and then by the time the weekend's over, it's all calmed down. And then you wake up, and but when the week starts again, as the week goes on, it gets worse. But in truth, anytime I've been disconnected from all that, and I wake up and I'm like, and I go to the sun, whether that's a walk, whether that's just go down to the beach, fluff around in the water, I do so much better. So much better when I first think of the sun, not a little blue light. Yeah, they are going to be good. I sleep after lunch, even at work. I almost think it's kind of like passing out. Is sometimes when we like have so many foods which are not great for us that we actually just kind of go into a coma. So this is looking disgusting. I have to rinse it. It's like a chia pudding or something. And plus I want to make the chutney this afternoon for to have with the cabbage. I got some tomato to make some chutney, which I think will be nice with it. Okay, well we'll see how Mum's detergent goes, hey? I guess I could actually just put this back on. It's self-cleaning. So you can actually put this back on and I'll show you guys on the Vitamix. And it does clean itself, but sometimes I forget. So you just get this. You just get your Vitamix and you put that on just some detergent water. And the lid can be dirty. So most of that will be cleaned, but you should do it after you've made a sauce, not leave it to the side for an hour under a heater. That's just asking for trouble. But yeah, most of that's like gone. Except some on the top, but it's sticky because I left it. Well, anyway, I want to use this, don't I? So we'll clean this all up. That I bought for traveling with. What is the brand called? I'll have a look in a second. It's just a small one, but it does a fair job. It's quite a well-known brand, just a little blender. I think it was, well I say little, it's still $150 I think. But I mean this one was over 1,000, so it is cheap then. In Australia, these vitamins are so expensive. Everything is expensive in Australia. What brand is it? Oh, I forgot to show you guys under here. There's just a cabinet with some storage. Not very much under there actually. NutriBullet. So I have this little one, which I used to, because when I first went raw, I couldn't imagine traveling without a little blender. And so I took this and it did a fair job. Like it does gingers and carrots and because it's little, but I didn't travel with this time. As a raw vegan of 4 years, it's not such a hassle, like such an emergency if I don't have a blender. Why does my phone go dark? I feel like I need a new phone. Does cacao get you white? Did I tell you guys have heard the story. There's actually a reel of the first time I tried cacao and what happened to me. So a lovely girl that I did a podcast with named Rising Phoenix makes this cacao that has blue paint over it and flowers, and she sent me a block, and my iron would have been low at this time, so I guess I'm making excuses as why I got into it. And I did a reel on like first time trying chocolate in like 3.5 years or 3 years, whatever it was, and I took a bite. Actually, this is getting ready really fast. So I took a bite and I'm like on camera and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is really nice. Anyway, I kept eating it. I ate the whole block. I hadn't had cacao or chocolate in, no stimulants, no coffee, no caffeine in 3 years. I took a shower and I'm like in the shower, like, I don't know, dancing or something. I don't know what happened. Then I spent 5 hours quizzes online. Like I just went hyper focused. And that is my first time I had cacao. Then Jillian gave it to me. No, that was the first time I had it, but the first time I ate the block. So Jillian and I had, she loves cacao, and I guess I do too now, but she gave me some chocolate cake at a cafe, and I came back, and if you've seen the video, she posted on a story, I think there's a video reel of it too, where I'm dancing to Dua Lipa. And she goes, that's the cacao. I slept fine, right? But then I only ever had a small amount. Then I ate the whole block, and I was like, it could have been any drug. Like I was literally like it was had a drug, and it used to affect me. But now that I have like more grounding foods and my brain's better with omega-3s, I can have a small amount or a larger amount and just not it affect me. But please know, you've heard all the drugs that I used to be on, medications I used to be on. Doesn't surprise me that things don't really affect me, but when I first had them and when I would first go back to them, I would be so wired, like it could have been any hardcore drug. So, speaking of, I'm getting sleepy. I played a lot of pickleball this morning outside, so good sleep, good night, Em. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Creative Heart's amazing. The heater. Oh, you don't call it a heater? Air conditioning with the heat on? We have weird words in Australia. If something does something, it kind of gets the name. Like a service station here is called a servo. I don't know, we just shorten everything. I just had avocado with coconut aminos. It wasn't my favorite thing. I'll go back to lemon and lime. Well, good on you for trying it. Hello. Yes, this is getting ready really quickly, these steaks. Let me see how they're looking. Yeah, this is what I never know, but maybe because it kind of set in the... Oh yeah, they're browning up nice, look. How brown that is on top. Can you guys see that? Oh no, you can't, there. Oh, the camera's at the top, that's why. And that back one, I tend to now, because it's going fast, I will flip it. Yeah, see that edge there, oh you can't see it, is what I want. See that edge there? I don't know whether you can see it very well, where it's like crispy. That's what I want these steaks to look like. Like caramelized and yummy. I need to go to the bathroom actually. So that won't take much longer at all. It's dehydrating really fast. They are cabbages with a marinade of almonds, soy sauce, or I use namashoyu, which is raw, and garlic. And oh, did we put a date in as well? We put one date in as well to make it a little bit sweet. And so we then marinated it in the fridge and for a couple hours to sink in, and now it's in a dehydrator. So raw, yes, that's me. Is a midweek. I don't know what that means. Caramelized, it just means it goes. Usually I don't use that term often because I'm a real vegan. It is, we call it a heater, but it's summer here. Oh yeah, I'm in Australia. All right, I will be back. I need a bathroom break. I'll be back. Okay. We were talking about that before. I have like curried spice and garam masala and well, what are other Indian spices? Hit me up here. I've got some good spices actually. I will say. So I went through, here's another hobby. So I like to hand out hobbies you can do as a raw foodist. Get on Amazon and well, you don't have to do Amazon. You can go online and explore some of the world's best exciting flavors, and then go on Amazon and buy them for $1.50 or $2. So I'll show you some of the spices I have, which I probably should use more, but I left this all behind while I was filling my mast cell activation. Oh my God, I've got so many. I need to build a spice rack, and these are only the bags. I've got like a whole heap of other ones. So I learnt off Raw Chef Yin, soak mushrooms, and you can blend them with like garlic and tamari or something, and you make a mushroom sauce, maybe a bit of apple cider vinegar. I can't remember her recipe, but it's in one of her ebooks. But I did that and make a really rich sauce. Okay. Oh, I haven't used that. There's cinnamon. I should use that more. I love turmeric. That's going out. That's empty. I have more turmeric. I don't use this a lot. Someone can hit me up with a good Chinese 5-spice recipe. Ah, this one I got off Dan. Daniel McKinnon. I say Dan, but Daniel's such a common name. Ethiopian Berber. That I just inhaled it. It's like, I guess they would use it on like ribs and stuff. I don't know, that's for barbecue ribs or something. Not that I'm craving ribs, but that's the kind of Cajun spice. This is another good one. This is Louisiana style. Oh, that's nice. It's got nice and fresh. So this one in it has, I should tell you what's in them. This is sweet paprika, cumin, garlic, mustard, black powder, onions, celery leaves, oregano, thyme, salt, and chili. Oh, I love shiitake mushrooms too. Yes, so the other one was, what's in Ethiopian Berber? So this one is a good one. If I suggest anything, if you want to go a little out, try that. That one's good too. There's no MSG, so it says blonde chili. What does that mean? This doesn't say what's in it. It just says ingredients, spices, salt, dehydrated veggies. Okay, that's from Spice Factory. All these, look, I'm not even recommending brands. Just go on Amazon and you can find some fun. Haven't even opened the Chinese spice fest. Chili flakes, I used a lot of that during the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, because between Lissa and Yin, well, pine nuts, they're in the wrong section. Black sesame seeds are in the wrong. They should be in the seed cabinet. Oh, this is Lissa harissa. She always uses harissa spice. Oh, that's good. That's got like lemon undertones. Oh, my nose. Chili, paprika, I was about to say Kanye. Cayenne, caraway, coriander, cumin, onion, garlic, sea salt. I used to make vegan mushroom stroganoff. I've got a recipe for it. So I will actually, you know what, Creative Heart, if you email me, you do such a good job of moderating, I'll send you the ebook. You might already have it, but there is a stroganoff mushroom, but you do such an amazing job as a moderator. So send me an email, I'll send you my ebook. But there, it's yummy. It's like, I can't remember what's in it. There's sweet paprika. I think there's almonds, but it's, you marinate the mushrooms, and there's lots of recipes in that book. So these are all really fun, and my nose is burning a bit, but fun. Okay, two amazing of my favorites. Sumac, you have to get sumac, okay? It's a flower. I think it's a Middle Eastern. Oh, it's so beautiful. And Dhaka. Dhaka is beautiful. Get Dhaka. In Dhaka, we have sesame seeds, pistachios, walnuts, cashews, hazelnuts, cumin, chia seeds, sea salt, sumac, coriander, turmeric, and thyme. So I kind of look like Sarah Jessica Parker. That's a Lady Gaga, Meryl Streep, and Sarah Jessica Parker. I just bought harissa for the first time. I've never had it before. If you get any of these spices and you want to know how to mix them, I would start with using it as like the center for a dressing. So you can pick almonds or cashews or any hemp, whatever, but let's say you pick cashews or macadamias, but you pick cashews, right? Do some lemon juice, a date, and add a teaspoon of spice. See how it tastes. You might want to add some onion powder to that, but use this as like flavoring one of the white nuts. It's a good place to start because you'll learn what it tastes like, and from there you can add it to other things. You might want to add some tomato to that dressing too. Yes, you're amazing. So make sure you email me and I'll send you, if you've got that ebook, I'll send you another ebook. So yeah, oh my God, I haven't had, so that sounds amazing. Sumac on cauliflower with tahini. Holy moly, that's I was trying to do tahini on these cabbages, but I didn't have tahini. Oh, I've got to message my vegetable boy, the guy who grows vegetables, and he gets fresh nuts that are amazing. Okay, so I don't get overwhelmed, because we know my brain gets overstimulated, we will put these back before we get the next thing out. How often I don't know, my mum used to always say, before you start the next task, I never did it as a kid. And now I have to do it or my brain gets overloaded. It's just too much in my environment. Okay, well then, this is a fun one. So the bundle is really good. It makes me do things which I don't usually do, because I create food with other creators' recipes. So this was the red pepper, the Korean this is what you make kimchi with. I have sweet paprika, I have curry powder. This is really added up. I really don't use herbs that much, as I said, but slowly they've added up. Okay. More turmeric, which I'm absolutely obsessed with, chili ground, oregano. Whoa. Have a look. What else have we got here? Italian seasoning. Oh, that's a good one I haven't spoken about. I'll leave that till the end because that smells sweet. So mustard powder, Italian seasoning. What else we got going? Did I say unusual onion powder? If you're a raw foodist, you want onion powder. And then I've got like smoked paprika, sweet paprika, garam masala. I've got cayenne pepper. And these are like your more traditional ones. But if I was to recommend someone get one of them, I would say onion powder or turmeric or sumac. So I've also got here monk fruit concentrate, which is a fruit which is sweet but doesn't have carbohydrates in it. I don't use that as much anymore. And also some vanilla flavoring, which I couldn't find anything in the health food shop but this, but it says it's all natural and alcohol free, so I don't use it that much, to be honest. I mostly have fresh stuff. These are all the condiments. And then I have apple cider vinegar and nama shoyu. Which that I don't think makes me feel so good, the apple cider vinegar. I think it's just too histamine-y. That I had some this morning, it's on that, it didn't bother me. But histamines can bother me more sometimes than others, so it's not really a good judge of what else we got here. Nutmeg. That's it, salt and pepper. It's all itchy. But yeah, monk fruit, if you want to do like sweeten something but not put sugar in it, I get the concentrate because it doesn't have the ethanol derived like fake sugar in it. What's it called? I can't think of the name right now. Let's say ethanol. Is that what it's made from? It's an alcohol based. A lot of them put that in those. You keep all the spices up there. That's got to be a pain. Yeah, it is. It's the only place I get to keep them, but I don't use them all at once. Like usually when I don't use a lot of this unless it's my weekly reel that I make, or I make a recipe on Fridays. Fridays usually I spice things up because the veggies are going a bit how you're going. So it's usually once a week, which I'll add like 2 spices at once. I don't add like a lot. I know Lissa's really good with it. The reason I don't is histamines. Is it's like a treat. Spices for me are like a treat. If you have muscle activation, if you know, even smelling those. Sorry, I forgot my microphone's off. Even smelling those, it's like a lot. So that's going well. We can probably make the chutney for these steaks, which look really good. Look amazing, actually. I've got a lot going on here. Let me put some of this away. We've also got my yogurt, which is good for your gut, right? We made the yogurt yesterday. We made the macadamia coconut yogurt, which I think having a scoop a day is probably good. Here. Oh, I'm gonna use a spoon. If you want the recipe for this, it is 2 recipes back, but like, I got my tooth then. It is good. It's really refreshing, actually. Got a little bit of nut was in that. It's making my tooth. Anyway, it's got probiotics in it as well, so it's good for the gut. Also, I haven't done my sea moss gel today. So this is sea moss gel. We made this as well. It's got 92 of the 102 minerals the human body needs. I haven't met Lou. I think I'm meeting him in LA. I'm about to go over with Jillian to LA. I think I'm going to meet him. Dan is really good at knowing everything about it, but Lou looks incredible. I must have had a bit of nut in that or on that spoon or something. So I think I'm meeting Lou this trip. We'll put this in here. Sorry, I'll have to yell. I keep forgetting my microphone's off. I wonder if you can get double adapters for phones. Because if I want my charger in, I can't have a microphone in. And there's sauce here from the Cabbage, which I could probably... I could use extra sauce when we serve the Cabbage steaks. Extra sauce with chutney would be nice. Let's find a little container for the sauce. I've got one. I've got one behind the lid there. So, I know it is crazy. He swears by like really high fat diet and a lot of enzymes to break the food down. What was it you were eating? Which one? So the first was coconut and macadamia yogurt that had probiotics in it that we made yesterday. The slimy looking one was sea moss gel, which is great for hair, nails, all that sort of stuff. Gut health. Okay, so this is the leftover sauce. We were marinating the Cabbage steaks in. So I'm thinking of using some of this. We'll drizzle this on top, the finished product, because this, once it dries, it really looks completely different. So we'll have some of this on top with the with some Well, tomato chutney. No waste here. I've already dipped my Brussels sprouts this morning in this and it tastes amazing. This is like, I think this is very similar to what a lot of people do for a pad thai based sauce, because that's what it's reminding me of. But it's more salty because I didn't put much of the sweet in. I don't know, it's perfect. It's a great marinade for our cabbage steaks. Does your family enjoy your food? Good question. My niece, there's a fine line between eating it because I made it and smiling, and I don't know if they do. I can tell when mum really likes something. She loves it because she knows how healthy it makes her, but I think she gets overwhelmed to make it herself. But there's foods like my 4-ingredient donuts, which she loves, or what else? There's other food I've given her that she loves. My niece loves my chocolate, they're like protein balls. We're gonna make my chocolate donuts. She's gonna come over next weekend. We're gonna do a YouTube video and make them because it's my birthday and your birthday. And my dad does not eat my food. My sister eats it and likes it, but she is so fussy. She's like, you can take my sister to a Michelin star restaurant and she can dissect what the problems were. My brother-in-law's tried it and he's like, oh, I'd like that with chicken. And I'm like, easy, good, fine, do that, as long as you're like heading in the right direction is my theory. So no, not really. My friend Heidi loves my food. When I have raw food meetups, everyone loves my food, which is nice. Like they're like, what's that recipe? I bought last time to the raw food meetup. I did that coconut bacon. Do you guys remember when I did the coconut bacon? Well, you marinate coconut literally in, was it, I can't remember. I think it was sweet paprika and just soy sauce. Oh my God. And you make coconut bacon and then I put it in sushi. That was a big hit. My protein balls are a big hit. So if I make sushi, everyone but everyone, I think because they're raw vegans, loves it. In fact, when I met up with Jillian mostly made food. Like she just would make, she loves making a salad. Plus we were staying in a house where there was a lot of content being filmed. So they're kind of my experiences with it. It's mostly just me. And my mum who eats it, but I don't know, I think, like she eats it, but I don't know, my mum loves me, so I don't know if she's going to tell me if it's bad or not. A lot of the time, hang on. So I might make some like curried vegetable fritters on a Friday, like on my Friday live, and I'll give some to mum and she'll put them in the oven and serve them with like an Indian chutney. So she'll just like, might put what I give her, she puts in the oven or fry pan. Oh, you've done it with mushrooms. That's what I do with mushrooms as well. I'm assuming you're talking about my bacon. I had to think that. So we've got some of the excess sauce here, but we're going to make some chutney. Now, I'm very simple with these recipes. These baby tomatoes are insane. I'm still full, but I can show you guys what it looks like from the chia pudding. But maybe by the time I make this, I'll put it together. Sure, this here, I will just clean this. Yeah, I think we're getting all clean now. So in my head, this chutney is basically tomato, dates, and onion. I don't want much else in it. I'm very actually, as much as people like, oh, you do a lot of recipes, my recipes are very simple, and I'll put this in the fridge. There is chili here. I could put a bit of chili. Okay, let's see what we got. I've got some, was that purple? Yeah, I've got a purple onion. In my head, this goes a bit like, it's just, these are really sweet tomatoes. Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm going to do, go like this. We will wash these. I'm literally, I know you guys like instructions, so I'm going to start with like a cup of tomatoes. Okay, we're going to need 2 cups of tomatoes, because this is the thing about this size blender, is if there's not enough, it won't blend. So, and this is why I wish I got the older model of the Vitamix, but we are here now and we make do. Okay, so we're going to do, and throw one on the floor, my very clean floor. Okay, we're going to do 2 cups of tomatoes. I'm going to do the 4 dates that I have sitting here. You could use pineapple or mango, but we're in the middle of winter. We make do. I would add some sun-dried tomato in as well, but I'm out until I see my veggie guy tomorrow. To me, it's like I want a sweet chutney. Like I want this to be sweet. That's the idea. So 4. I'm going to do these little bird's eye chilies. I'm going to do like half of one or maybe a third of one. If you don't have a fat and you add a chili, you will feel it. If there's fat in a dish and you add chili, it's very different. So I'm just going to add a small amount because I'm not going to blend this properly. It will be blitzed, not actually smooth blended. It's like a chunky chutney. Okay, and then I said the red onion, which is up behind. Let me just check on this here. Yeah, this is looking really good. It won't be too much longer. So that's only a couple of hours in the dehydrator. But you guys can always watch and have it when you think it looks good. It's not going to hurt you to have it early or late. So I don't know why up on that shelf is a half cut up onion. Usually I cut them and put them in the fridge, but obviously I had a lot going on. So we've got 2 cups of tomatoes, 4 dates, a small piece of chili, and then I'm just going to, because these are sweet, I'm just going to get like a, I don't know, about a 6 of it. Yeah, this is a bit gross. Hope it's all right. I'm sure it's all right. Yeah, that's my, I don't want spice, just let the food speak for itself. That's it. Put these away. Put this back in the fridge. Oh, that needs to go in the bin. Those are off strawberries. All right, so we will just blitz this. Where's the top? We do not want this to go smooth. We want it chunky. Actually, one last thing. Do I have any lemon? I want to squeeze an acid. Ew, I don't have any lemon. I don't want to put apple cider vinegar in either because it just seems to set me off. I'll see what it's like, but usually you need an acid in as well. Do you know some chia seeds might go good in here to make it a bit thicker? Let me see. I'm running out of spoons. I think I am. Or one. I stole this spoon from the airport when I left Cairns so I could eat my veggies. Kind of leaks on the top there. Alright, yeah, I think this needs some chia seeds or something. Okay, it does need a little bit of an acid. It will have to have some apple cider vinegar, just a small amount. Now gosh, I'm getting low on my seeds, so I would usually use chia seeds. I've got golden flax though, no, diving with that. There's the chia seeds. I think I'm just going to have to use a tablespoon of chia seeds just to make this a bit thicker. And just a dash of apple cider vinegar. A dash, like a small amount. So, tablespoon straight in. That will just add, it makes like a jammy effect. If you've seen, I made a recipe before that was like a chili jam. Oh, you can't hear me. I'm so sorry. It's back up. Let me put the microphone back on because I keep walking up the back of the kitchen. That's my bad. Let me just, it was just charging up a bit. Okay, we should be back now. Are we back? That should be better. Oh, hang on. That turned off then. Okay, is that better? Okay, that should be better. Because now when I walk up the back, you can hear me. All right. We will put a tiny dash of apple cider vinegar, like the smallest amount. I'm worried this one turned into wine, but I don't know. I don't know. This, I felt like I had a lot of this the other day and it poisoned me. Look at the mother. All the bacteria up the top. Okay. Oh my God, it smells like wine. I can't, I'll have to use, I do have, I wonder if it is. I don't know if it is or not. I felt hungover the other day. So this is just the Bragg's. I don't know, maybe vinegar smells like wine? We'll use just a little bit. I'm just using like a dash. Like a capful. Not even, just a tiny bit. It's not a huge deal, but you put a big squeeze of lemon in. Or some apple cider vinegar. You need an acid in this. So, okay, those chia seeds being crushed through that will thicken this up. That's its job. Given the chia seeds the job of thickening things up. All right, you'll see now that's like stuck, like a chutney type. See? That's what we wanted. And yeah, I can probably bring out the steaks, I think. They could probably do longer, but this will do. See how I try and clean when I go? When I'm like in an ADHD brain, I literally just continue to create a mess. Like all it does is piles up more and more and more of a mess. So I know when my brain's healthy because I keep myself organized. All right, let's take these out. We are making a chutney. Yes, it smells like wine. Thank you, Creative Heart. I don't know, I think it makes me drunk sometimes. Bragg's is good, it never goes bad. Thanks, Chris. I got a homemade one, which I usually use, but I didn't feel great after it. Oh, I've also got some lettuce. Some of this lettuce we can put it on. I'm actually thinking of just trying it without, to be honest. I'm thinking that's getting a little complex. We can do that another day. Lettuce. All right, let's get this out. So how long's that been on? I would say that's like what, hour and a half? How long's the live been going? Whoop. How long's the live been going? Oh, it's been going, whoa. It's doing, sorry if everyone are making a bit dizzy there. So you guys can see. Yeah, it's all caramelized. See how that, you could probably do longer though. I don't know, I think I need to leave it longer. Sorry guys. I will do one, hey? Because otherwise I'll do it off, I'll get off the live and then I'll be like, oh, now I'm gonna do it. So let's just do one and then put the others back in. I would probably do it for like 2 hours. I'd probably put that in for 2 hours for sure. But they still look great. Got cords going on around here right now. I probably need to bring my dehydrator over eventually so that it's easy to get access to. All right, so let's plate one of these up. I'm gonna do the smaller one, but they look good. They're cabbage steaks. All right, let's get a plate. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna get the egg flip. So we'll get that front one. I was gonna do tongs are there. I'm actually gonna go and put those ones back in. Sorry, I keep leaving the screen, but I guess that's what a chef has to do, right? I'll get these ones going a bit longer. There we go. All right. So we'll plate that up and we'll try this one, hey? All right. I can never clean anything. I used to be like that. I'll do it for 3 minutes. Yep, this is all about self-love, self-care. And who cares? Put it on and go do something. Like, just all you have to do is pre-plan. Okay, we're gonna do, I've got some extra sauce, but I think there's enough thick sauce still on that. Where is, I'm literally going crazy with all these. Okay, so we'll do some chutney to serve it with. I'm gonna try this. Let's see. Let's see what this tastes like. Yeah, I think it needs longer. I think I need a stronger knife. I need a steak knife and I don't really have a steak knife. Steak knife for the steak, right? Yeah, that's better. It's soaked all the way through. So if you can see that, it's like soaked. All the layers have all the marinade through it. Let's. That is good. That is so, it could not be good with that sauce. It needs longer, but it's good. It's really good, guys. Oh, yum. It's not breakfast here, it's lunchtime slash getting into evening. You can hear the crunch. Yes, this is really good. It's really, like, if you want to feed your family for like really cheap, it's literally like half a cabbage, cup and a half of almonds, 1 date, tamari. You could like, so good. Thank you, Violet. Thanks for joining. Have a good night's sleep. Bye. I hope you enjoy the chia pudding. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Holy moly, guys. You feel good too. It's all raw food. You would never know this is raw. That chutney goes perfectly with it. Wow. It's cabbage. I know I am mean. I was wondering if it worked with cauliflower. I've thought of doing a cauliflower steak. Like doing it through the head of a cauliflower. Let me know how you go, because this it's all gone through all the layers of the cabbage. The marinade has gone through all the little parts, but those ones are going to stay on longer. And this is really creamy, but I reckon it will be even nicer with about another hour. Oh, I am nailing recipes at the moment. That chocolate donut I made, the corn and carrot wraps. Oh, I have to write up the rest of that beetroot noodle recipe. But this, the chutney, all of it. That, I keep talking about it because it's so good. Oh, you have a purple cauliflower. Yeah, I'm wondering if it would work when you slice it through, or whether you have to cut up the cauliflower into little pieces. Because I have great memories of being vegan and having, well, it was actually that year I got well, when I was like starting to eat more vegan food from a paleo diet, and I had like cauliflower steaks and a head of cauliflower. I wonder, because I've frozen cauliflower to soften it, but I didn't like the texture the next day. It was kind of rubbery. I like the raw food texture. I love it. I wonder if you cut it up a cauliflower steak and put some like sear it, and then put the sauce on and let the sauce sink in when it's seared. Just a thought. And this is really filling too. Thank you. Ah, that's a good idea. I'm thinking I might do a curried steak of cauliflower. I don't know. Not right now, obviously. We are in our purple cabbage steak era. And yeah, all these layers, each layer has all the cream or the marinade has gone down. Whew. I go so quiet when I eat because my mouth is full, obviously. But it's creamy, salty, crunchy. And then that is so good with it. Whew. My mum may not be getting any of this, which happens often when my food's so good. And I decide to eat it for like 3 days. You're very welcome. I hope you guys make it. Purple cabbage is amazing. I feel like I had been sleeping on this purple cabbage, cauliflower, a few button mushrooms, and some ground chia. And then you do this and make a steak with a steak knife. It really is good. Okay, I'm full. But this is one of my favorites. I've really been getting favorites recipes lately. It is hearty. That's what it is. Like, I just had a really hearty meal. And my stomach isn't bloated, which I always go in and check. It's funny because I digest this way because I don't have a stomach, but this side seems to like puff out or swell out. Have a little bit more. Ooh. I'm like, oh, I'll try it. And I just eat it all. Okay. That is, if you're going to try going raw vegan, you want to try this. And that little bit of chili, so good. So, yeah. The toilet's going to be purple. No, the thing that makes the toilet purple is always pink dragon fruit. I thought I was dying. I'm like, I went to the bathroom and the water's gone pink, and I'm like, why is my pee pink? I'm like, what now? And then I worked out I'd had either, beetroot doesn't really do it, but dragon fruit. Bye. Oh, I keep saying it. I'm like, I want a bit more, tiny bit more. Speaking about overeating, but just a couple more mouthfuls. It's good. It's so good. Hi. Okay, we are done. That was so worthwhile. It's made my day. It's 2:15. It's really good. Sometimes I think when people see me do it, they might think it's difficult, but also just know I'm creating a recipe as I go along. I'm not reading off I'm just like literally making this up as I go. This was cauliflower steak, marinated cauliflower steak, raw vegan. It was one of the nicest foods I've ever actually think I made. I don't know what would beat this because this is so hearty. Yeah, no, that was perfect. Oh, so much love to you. I hope you try it. I think it's Oh That Vape. It is, oh, where are you? I am in Sydney and you're 11:16 p.m. I thought it said 1 p.m. You've got to be in the US somewhere. Are you interested in franchising? Franchising my recipes? Is that what you mean? Oh my gosh, I'm so full. But that's because I had, what did I have? I had that peanut chia pudding, which I probably could have gone another hour off. But I do like to eat. So I ate at 11:30. Well, how long have I been on this live? Almost 3 hours. So it has been in 3 hours. Wait, it'll say up above. No, it's only 2.5. So it is about 3 hours. I would give it 3 to 4 hours, 3 hours if you're gonna do it. I don't drink alcohol. I was stressing out about the apple cider vinegar capful that had alcohol in it possibly. Looks too good to only stay in Finland. I don't know what that means. But that is a long live. I would have been on here for like 3 hours. But lots of fun. We made lots of fun food and now I need to clean up. So, and put all this stuff away. So it has been wonderful. Love you guys and always hit me up with any recipes. Thank you, Creative Heart, for your help and make sure you email me. I will post some photos of the finished steaks over on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram because I do post a lot of what's coming up. Bye. Love you guys.